What if tomorrow never comes as we know it? The year is 2025. The world stands on a precipice, staring into an abyss of its own making. The question of global war is no longer a distant fear, it's a real, looming threat. The machinery of war has evolved. Battlefields are everywhere, in digital networks, satellites, and economic systems. Soldiers are hackers, propagandists, and strategists, not just those in uniform. The illusion of safety is the first casualty. Imagine waking up to news alerts of war, financial markets in freefall, and militarized skies. This is not fantasy, but a scenario built on real tensions in our world today. The pieces are on the board, and the players are moving with increasing boldness. History warns us how quickly diplomacy can fail, and how miscalculation can lead to disaster. We built institutions to prevent this, yet in 2025 we're closer to the edge than ever. The lessons of the past are fading, replaced by a dangerous confidence in force. The question of a third world war forces us to ask, have we truly learned anything at all? The answer may define our future. 2025 is a world of simmering conflicts and flashpoints, each capable of igniting a global fire. In Eastern Europe, NATO and Russia face off, each viewing the other as an existential threat. The Indo-Pacific is the new great game, with China asserting dominance and the US and allies pushing back. The Middle East remains a powder keg, with proxy wars and unresolved conflicts threatening to spill over. Non-state actors, energy reserves, and strategic waterways add fuel to the fire. The international order is decaying, institutions are weakening, and nationalism is rising. Arms control treaties are abandoned, sparking a new arms race in advanced weaponry. Trust erodes as military technology advances, creating a uniquely dangerous environment. The world of 2025 is a tinderbox waiting for a single spark. The stakes have never been higher. It starts with a miscalculation in the Taiwan Strait. China launches a cyber attack and blockade aiming for swift victory. The US responds, leading to a tense naval standoff, and the first shots fired. Battles erupt across the South China Sea. Japan joins the conflict. Russia seizes, the moment crossing into the Baltics and testing NATO's resolve. NATO responds, opening a European front. The conflict spreads. Iran strikes oil infrastructure in the Gulf. Israel retaliates. The Middle East explodes, threatening global energy supplies. In weeks, 3 regional wars merge into a single global catastrophe. World War III has begun. The escalation is rapid, interconnected, and unstoppable. Old alliances are tested. New fronts open and the world is plunged into chaos. The dominoes fall one after another. The world changes forever in a matter of days. The nightmare scenario is now reality. The war's opening phase is a terrifying display of modern power. Cyber attacks cripple cities, financial markets, and communications worldwide. The digital blitzkrieg aims to paralyze before the first shot is fired. Airstrikes and hypersonic missiles target critical infrastructure, seeking air supremacy. On the ground and at sea, battles rage with unprecedented ferocity. Eastern Europe sees mechanized warfare. The Pacific becomes a deadly chessboard. The fighting is relentless, consuming lives and resources at a staggering rate. Information warfare is weaponized. Deep fakes, propaganda, and disinformation flood the world. Truth is lost in a fog of digital deception. Citizens are left confused, trust erodes, and social cohesion collapses. The battle for hearts and minds is as fierce as any on the battlefield. The world is engulfed in chaos, both physical and psychological. As the war drags on, desperation grows. Quick victories vanish, attrition and exhaustion set in. Leaders, pressured for a breakthrough, begin to consider the unthinkable: nuclear weapons. Rhetoric escalates. A leader openly threatens nuclear use. A tactical nuclear weapon is detonated, shattering the nuclear taboo. The world holds its breath, fearing retaliation and escalation. Mutually assured destruction is put to the test. Miscalculation or panic could trigger a full-scale exchange. The doomsday clock moves to seconds from midnight. Every city lives under the shadow of annihilation. The unthinkable is now terrifyingly possible. The world splits into 2 blocks, echoing the Cold War but with new complexities. The Atlantic-Pacific Treaty Alliance, led by the US and core democracies, is strong but vulnerable to internal division. The Eurasian Axis, led by Russia and China, is united by opposition to the West but plagued by mistrust. Iran and North Korea join the Axis, adding instability. The strengths of each bloc are offset by their weaknesses: unity versus trust, integration versus resilience. A few nations try to remain neutral, but global war makes neutrality nearly impossible. Alliances are tested, and old rivalries threaten to resurface. the world is locked in a new, more dangerous standoff. The balance is fragile and the stakes are existential. The war ends in a global stalemate after a limited nuclear exchange. Major cities, London, Moscow, Beijing, Washington, are gone, their populations annihilated. Millions die instantly. Millions more suffer from radiation, starvation, and disease. The global economy collapses, trade and finance cease to exist. Societies revert to barter and survival, with governments losing control. Power devolves to local warlords and militias. The dream of a global community is dead, replaced by brutal struggle. Environmental catastrophe follows: nuclear winter, mass famine, and extinction. Agriculture collapses, ecosystems are destroyed, and humanity faces a new dark age. The world is a patchwork of fortified enclaves fighting for survival. The price of total war is not just the end of civilization, but the end of a habitable world. The memory of what was lost haunts the survivors. This is the legacy of World War III. The true cost of World War III is measured in human suffering, not statistics. Civilians bear the brunt. Families shattered, homes destroyed, lives upended. Psychological trauma scars survivors for generations. Billions are displaced, famine and disease run rampant. Knowledge, culture, and hope are lost as libraries, universities, and the internet vanish. The struggle for survival strips away civilization's veneer. The human spirit is broken, and the future is stolen from the next generation. The war's greatest casualty is our shared humanity. This scenario is not prophecy, it's a warning. The path to war is paved with arrogance and failed diplomacy, but it's not inevitable. The alternative is dialogue, compromise, and empathy. Renewed commitment to international cooperation is essential. Arms control must be revived, communication between rivals must increase. De-escalation and understanding are vital for security. Responsibility lies with leaders, and with all of us. Citizens must demand peace, reject nationalism, and support a free press. Education about the true cost of war is crucial. The world stands at a crossroads. One path leads to ruin, the other to peace. The choice is ours. The decisions we make now will shape our future. What will you do to ensure this dark vision remains fiction?